Hello, welcome back to 𝒮𝒽𝒾𝓃𝓃𝓃𝓃, where we are going to be doing my December review, moving into the Q4 annual review, even though it's like mid-December, but I'm just trying to get through these videos, I guess. Please pardon my sickness. 'Tis the season. Also, I apologize if anything goes out of shot because I can't actually see what's in a shot. So we will make do, as we always do. December. What am I most proud of this month? Getting the rescheduled planners up on Etsy and having them actually sell. I do still have 2 left. The black deluxe version and the Spoonful of Faith color version. They're still available. I need to edit the listings to say that if you want a different monthly start, that can be accommodated. Let me get this. You're seeing things in real time. Okay, so I actually have a few other things that I can use for the reschedule project, and I'm just nervous about doing so because, like I keep saying, I just don't want to be left with anything. So I think what I would probably do is use pictures as examples and then be like, build your own. These are the shells that I have. And by that I mean like the covers and the dividers. And then, you know, you pick either the black and white or the pastel rainbow, and do you want a Monday or Sunday start? So I just don't know how to do that on Etsy yet, whether it has to be listed individually or whether it can be like a giant thing. Because including my own planner, I think I only have enough paper for 5 planners. What worked for me this month? Editing videos. Vlog Humbug has been working out surprisingly well, and so that means my dry erase content calendar has been working really well. I've also been using ClickUp as my like video Kanban board. Also, I'm sorry if you hear noise in the background, it's my daughter. I don't know extensively how to use it, but I'm, you know, doing the best I can, and it's working okay. There are still things that irk me, but we'll just move ahead. I'm grateful for my daughter's singing. I have no idea if you can hear that or not. I'm grateful for my family and friends and everyone who bought a physical or digital planner from me. Every time I get an order in, I just thank the person, and I really hope that from the bottom of my heart the system is going to support them and be what they need for 2023. And if it's not, then, you know, that's okay. How was my well-being this month? How, if at all, did it affect my productivity? In what ways, if any, do I have to learn to be okay with this? As of right now, I'm still waiting to find out when my aunt passed away on Friday, on the 9th. Today's the 11th. I'm still waiting to find out when the memorial service is, and if I'm even gonna be able to get there. I think aside from the resistance around the, you know, listing of the physical planners, I've been okay. What is not working that I need to let go of, restructure, or surrender to? If I end up posting my homeschool plan, you will find out that the homeschool planner that I put together over the summer, was that in August, I haven't been using. The goal packet was useful, but the actual spreads I have not been using, so I need to figure something else out, which, I mean, I moved back into my A5 rings, but even that I feel like is not. I might just do lists and, you know, check them off with a date next to it. I'm not really sure, but something there is not working, and I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. Am I feeling resistance around something? Why? Using the homeschool planner, because I haven't used it all year, and now I'm like, well, I can just upcycle it, and, you know, I feel like using it with so many blank pages is like gonna be a waste. In what areas am I struggling? Who can I get support from? I mean, housework has been kind of thrown to the wayside, especially with Vlog Humbug, but I'm basically not stressing out about it right now because I'm having fun doing Vlog Humbug, which is interesting. What am I spending most of my time and energy on? Is this in alignment with my values and goals? vlog Humbug, and I'm gonna say yes. It's been fun. It's been a challenge for sure, but it's also, I feel like it's also been like video editing boot camp. It'll be nice when it's over, but it's also nice being able to get a lot of these things that I've filmed like throughout the year up for people to see. What kind of guidance have I been receiving this month? Where do I feel I'm being directed? I'm actually, the one thing I hate about this robe is that it just attracts all sorts of hairs all over. Ugh. I'm in my comfy robe. You will probably see this a lot during the winter. This is like my homunculus robe. I just go inside it and become another creature that is far more comfy and cozy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna just kind of write some question marks here, because I'm not really sure, though I did get, oh my gosh, yes, okay. Self-love, and so I was using the Threads of Fate Oracle deck, and I shuffled really well, and I drew the same cards like 2 or 3 times in a row, like consecutive days. So that was weird. It was like self-love and higher perspective. All right, what lessons or tweaks can I bring forward into next month? And I'm going to actually check some of my week tweaks. Yeah, that's the first one. So I'm only in, like, I only just finished the second week. What's about saying, so I said use sprints to fight resistance or the 5-second rule. In a nutshell, the 5-second rule is something from Mel Robbins, where if she was, you know, facing something that she really was procrastinating on, she would just do a 5-second countdown as if she were a rocket ship, and then she would blast off into action. And I thought that visual and practice is pretty good. And then if you pair the two together, let's say it's something like listing the planners on Etsy, because there are a lot of steps, and like I felt just kind of overwhelmed, like you have to take pictures of everything and then blah blah blah. So you do, you know, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you can set your timer for like, all right, I'm just gonna do this for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever minimum time that you want to put in. And when the timer goes off, like you're gonna be immersed in your work. A lot of times you're just gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna just do another sprint. But you know, sometimes on those days where you're just like, I really don't want to do this, and don't get me wrong, like if you really don't want to do it, you can give yourself a break. However, if it's something that needs to get done for your own benefit, ask yourself why you're resisting doing it and just get curious about that. But anyway, putting the two things together has been helpful for me. So saying hell yes to 2023. How about a creative 2023? Yay. Saying fuck no to consumerism. Since 2023 is going to be my maker's year, I still have to film that video. I still have a few more brainstorming thingies to do about that. But yeah, that's December in the bag, sort of. So this is the new spread for Memento Mori goal setting process. I didn't do all of this all year. Here we are. All right, so we can do it a little bit. Let me get my thingies here. So I'm gonna just do my highlighting real quick so I know my colors. And I didn't color this in on purpose in case you have a different color code that, you know, you have specifically. I know this one is yellow. I'm gonna also put gray here because gray has been my like YouTube or video editing stuff. Resources is that money green color. Gray is this indigo color. Practice is blue. So practice is the doing of the thing, and that's also business. Rest and well-being is red. Home and environment is orange. And curiosity and passion is purple. So before you look through your old pages, which may influence how you truly feel right now, how satisfied are you with your overall life during the past season? Give your impression a rating. I'm extremely satisfied with this final quarter. The big thing was, you know, finishing the Memento Mori goal planner and getting it out into the world, and, you know, working on the whole Etsy stuff. And I feel a lot lighter now at the end of this year and this project. Like I just broke through to another creative level, I guess. And I'm excited to see where it takes me next year. I already have ideas about where it's taking me next year. So I'm really excited about that. All right, so now take some time. We're gonna look through our old pages real quick and see how we did. And I stopped filling these out, so that's why they're not. I did not learn marketing or reels. I did not finish either of those books. Oh yeah, I didn't use October because I was so busy with making the planner. That's right. I think I did the final week. Yeah, so I could do the review. Ah, that's when I started playing Your Turn to Die with Sunny. So that was fun. So what is not working? Plowing through work at the cost of my body. Yeah. The resistance around financial stuff, believing people will support me. Oh, I'm getting like teary-eyed. Stop it. Yeah, historically, you know, I put a lot of work into my paintings and stuff like that. I am an artist as well as a designer, so I don't just make planners. It's been a super long time since I've painted though, but I just remember, you know, in my 20s, you know, people would want to buy my paintings and then I would tell them, you know, a price and then they would just be like, oh, all right. And yeah, it kind of made me believe that my work is not worth it, and that just has really stuck with me. So it's been hard to combat that negative beliefs. And then here we have NaNoWriMo. Had a lot of great ideas or whatever, but no time to follow through really. I was trying to get Etsy all settled. So yeah, I do not come back to reconcile these pages. I'm learning that. I need to set an alarm, I think. I'm gonna write that down actually as I'm doing a review of these pages. So aside from this thing, I'm going to set alarms to remind myself to log habits on goal dashboard. So I don't get my feedback from my ADHD testing until January, which kind of sucks, but one thing that's been helping me a lot is actually using digital tools and my paper planner. I've been using Microsoft To Do to remind me to do things every day, because if I don't see it, I'm not going to remember. And that's been a huge problem for me. Out of sight, out of mind, 100%. So like I try to keep this on my computer desk, which is a struggle to keep clean because it's so small and people like putting things on my desk. So it's a work in progress, right? Life is just a work in progress all the time. Also, having this little review box has been really helpful for me this year, as opposed to having like journaling questions for a review every week. This is really short and sweet. There's not a lot of room to elaborate, so it really makes me focus just on the facts. I can't elaborate on how these things are making me feel. Like, I'm just focusing on facts, and I think that's been really helpful. Also, the fact that I don't have a lot of room for tweaks. So it's okay to just pick one thing to change per week. You know, you don't have to overhaul everything all the time. So that's been helpful as well. I have not been doing a whole lot of writing, which has been sad, but I have been doing a lot of video stuff. I'm kind of like debating whether I should get a blog or not, just for like everyday writing stuff. This is how empty my monthly plan is this month. It's crazy. Okay, so I think I'm just looking at like stuff about my Saturn stuff. I think there's like anti-consumerism meditation on the Minimalists podcast. I think it might have been done by Sam Harris, but I'm not sure. But I'm just gonna write down that I need to check for it. All right, I think my home and environment would be a 5. It's in the middle. It could certainly be worse, but it's not great. Curiosity and passion, I'm gonna give a 7. I feel like I've been very curious and have been just doing basic Google searches, but I haven't been able to do any classes, you know, this entire quarter, and that's been a little bit sad. My connection, I think, is, let's go up to a 9. I mean a 10. Let's just go for the 10, go for everything. It's quality over quantity. Like I am one of those people that doesn't have a lot of close friends, but the close friends that I have, I love them so freaking much. I don't know where I would be without them. Rest and well-being, let's give it a 5. No, let's give it a 6. I think it's a little bit more than that. I've been feeling okay. And then alignment and self-expression. I'm gonna divide this in half, right? So we're gonna have writing up to number 3 here. And then for the rest, we're gonna have up to 7. So the yellow is my writing and the gray is my videos. So maybe I'll write that. And resources and contribution. We're gonna give it a 3. Okay, no. We're gonna give it a 5, okay? Because people have been buying my planners and I just have to stop spending. And that's the whole point of next year. So that's nice. Practice. What am I doing? I am doing the things. I'm gonna put this all the way up here. And I am playing the things as well. I could probably play some more. I'm gonna go up to 6. I think, you know, we'll go up to 7 because I think this quarter I've really been trying to, you know, remember to take breaks. And it helps that like I just had one project going on, so okie dokie. So we are going to go back over here. Where's my brain girl? There she is. Thank you, brain girl. Oh, I do have scores to write down. Great. I'm gonna just copy these down. Overall, they stayed the same. Overall, they went up. Overall, they were up and down, man. I'm gonna say they stayed the same. Let's say it went up, but it's not in the format that I was hoping. Resources and contribution. Let's say it improved. I feel like that I should change that to a 6 because I do have more visits to my shop and stuff. And then this went down. Practice. Did it? That's so funny because I feel like I'm actually getting more done now than I was, but I don't know. That's so strange. Play. I feel like this has gone up. Yes, this has definitely gone up, especially if you look at the 3 at the beginning of the year and then 7 at the end of the year. So that's nice. Curiosity and passion went down. Overall, it went down. So it went up overall because it started out with a 6 and it went down to a 5.3. And we're just talking about like the average life score, if you will. They're not huge improvements or like huge changes overall. And I think that is pretty okay because that means that all in all, the overall balance of my life as far as like categories go has been pretty steady. And that's what I am aiming for. Like, we might not be able to work on every single category every single quarter or month or day, but as long as overall in the big picture, you know, you're balancing these things, I think that's what's needed, you know, because there will be seasons where you need to work on your finances more, and that time and attention that you're putting there has to come from somewhere else. You are not like a limitless resource of time and attention. It has to come from somewhere, so you need to take it from some other category. Everything is going to be borrowing from everything else overall. I think that's good. Hooray! Yay. So that's the Q4 annual review. And then we have a lot of questions. We have a lot of journaling questions. A lot. I think I'm just going to do this part. All right, how far off was my impression of how things went versus how I felt after looking through the pages from the past months? I mean, giving myself a 10 for my satisfaction this quarter when the chart average is 6.75. I would say I'm a little off, but I think I'm just very satisfied with where I am right now. Did I say yes to too many things this past season? Do I need to lighten up my commitments, goals, or otherwise in the next season? I actually think I did enough this quarter, whereas I almost always put too much on my plate. I think I had enough on my plate. I think I was good. What did I spend the majority of my time and energy on in the past 3 months? That would be my Etsy shop, because in October it was the Memento Mori goal planner and trying to understand what the heck Instagram does. And November it was reschedule and getting those up into my Etsy shop, like printed and cut down and all that other stuff. And then December has been vlog humbug. What do I know recharges my battery? Games. All right, what have I noticed depletes me? I guess feeling obligated to do things. Other people's expectations, perhaps. All right, how aligned did I feel this season? Super aligned, with the exception of that buying binge that I went on, of course. Am I living in alignment with my values? What am I doing or no longer doing in order to stay true to myself? For the most part, yes, but I really need to do this maker's year. Patterns or trends do I notice about the tasks that I am avoiding? Am I avoiding one particular goal or project or task or subject? Why? So for me, it seems like things that have a lot of steps that I haven't clearly broken down. So it's just like this amorphous blob, and that in itself is very intimidating and overwhelming. So I'm like, I don't know where I'm supposed to start. Even though I know all of the components and I know the order in which they're supposed to go. And also when it's about, you know, trusting my abilities and trusting that my work is worth something. How do I write that in like 3 lines? I think another thing is that I feel a lot of resistance around projects that I don't know how long they're going to take, so I just assume that it's going to take forever, and that in itself is very overwhelming. So there's that. That's actually where doing a sprint, like starting off that way, that's where I find the most impact can be made, where you're just like, let's just start on this one tiny thing, and if you don't want to do anything else after that, that's totally cool. At least you did this one thing and got that out of the way. What has been hard lately, and what ways can I make this easier on myself? See above. And I'm gonna write, just listen to the people who will lift me up and not tear me down. During this process, what has become less important to me? Hiding myself. What's become more important to me? Probably expressing myself, my true self. This season I learned I can do hard things. Again, I think I might have said that last time, and people will support my work. My work has value, and not just value to me, but to other people. Okay, you did it. You spent a whole year choosing to be more mindful of your life and your decisions, more conscious of your own cycles and the cycles all around you. How would you rate your satisfaction with the past year overall? Man, it was a hard year, but I feel like it was transformational. So that difficulty had a purpose in the end, or was useful. I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give 2022 an 8. I did have like a lot of mental health issues at the beginning of the year, as well as some physical health issues toward the beginning and middle of the years, and now I'm like back into the health issues the end of the year, but I think it was a good one. Take a look at the domain whose score was lowest at the beginning of the year. Okie dokie, hold on. Play. How did it fare throughout the year? Did you allow room for it to grow even a little bit? Yes. 3, 5, 5, 7. So yes. I'm gonna say it grew with intention and attention. Highlight the domain in which you improved the most. What actions helped you get there? All right, I'm just gonna go whoosh. That's the one that changed the most, I think, because everything else kind of cycled up and down. So what action helped me get to a better place with play? Obviously, it revolves around working. Working was the thing that was stealing my playtime. So I had to not work at night. So I had to set stronger boundaries around my like time on and my time off, because like, you know, I work for myself. I work at home, so I can work anytime, and so I work all the time because, you know, like I'm also doing things that I love doing, but it still takes energy from me. I'm not filling that energy back up. No matter how much I love it, I'm still outputting, you know, so I need more input. Need input. What domain looks like it needs some attention? Even now, have you been avoiding it? Why? I think I might actually say, I mean, I know I haven't been writing, so let's do that one. Like, I know I've been making a lot of videos and stuff, but I want to be writing, and I have not been writing. And I think it comes down to, I'm actually not sure why I haven't been making time to write. Okie dokie. Then I have some reflection questions based on our friendly astrological signs. And I don't want to fill these out right now because now I'm tired. So I will read them, and if you want to follow along, you may do so. How did I take action/initiative this year? How was I courageous? Those are for Aries, by the way. How well did I use my resources? Time, energy, money, etc. Did I take time to indulge myself without feeling guilty? These are for Taurus. You can answer them no matter what your sign is, by the way. How well did I communicate my needs, feelings, desires, and ideas? What was I most curious about this year? These are for Gemini. How well did I nurture emotional connections this year? That was for Cancer. Some signs only got one question, sorry. How did I step into the spotlight and shine this year? How did I foster my creativity? These were for Leo. What new skills or systems have I picked up this year? How was I of service to others? Those were for Virgo. Where was my life in need of balance this year? What relationships brought the most harmony and happiness into my life? These are for Libra. How was I able to hold space and witness my emotions this year? How did I call myself out on my own bullshit? These are for Scorpio. What was I enthusiastic about this year? What sort of adventures did I experience? These are for Sagittarius. In what ways was I most disciplined this year? Where could I have been a little bit more disciplined? And where and how did I show resilience? Those two are for Capricorn. In what ways did I think outside the box? That was for Aquarius. How was I open to my dreams and intuition this year? How did I show compassion to others? And those are for Pisces. So Aquarius and Cancer only got one question apiece. But yeah, that is my December and 2022 review, Q4 review, and yearly review. I'm going to take my own time to reflect on these questions by myself. And if you want to follow along in a journal or something, you're more than welcome to do so. Thank you for watching, and yeah, okay, bye-bye.